You somebody mama. Mama. You somebody mama.
Y'all, what just erupted outside the courthouse today feels like a detonated scandal that left the whole planet stunned. In a breath-stealing reversal of fate, Kandi allegedly lashed out at her own mother, Mama Joyce, directly before rolling cameras after a crushing secret surfaced, one absolutely no one anticipated. Mama Joyce reportedly released Riley Burruss DNA findings, exposing that Riley's biological father is allegedly Coleman Domingo, a disclosure that has blasted shockwaves through households and social platforms alike. The courtroom, already charged with divorce wars and custody fights, spilled into mayhem as Kandi, driven by rage and betrayal, challenged her mother beyond the legal hearing. Witnesses claim it became a physical collision, a second of naked feeling and unfiltered wrath as Kandi struggled to defend what she insists is the truth while the globe stared. The staggering twist. Riley herself was present standing beside Mama Joyce, observing the brutal collision between her mother and grandmother, trapped inside a tempest of deception, secrets, and family treachery. Todd, already tangled in prenup and custody conflicts, could barely comprehend what was unraveling. Social media ignited immediately. Footage of the alleged assault raced viral within minutes, surging worldwide. Every frame seized the terror, anger, and sorrow, transforming a private family fracture into a public theater of dominance, manipulation, and emotional combat. This isn't merely a tale about a mother and daughter. It's a battle over truth, inheritance, and broken faith. Every step, every stare, every hushed allegation tightens the pressure, leaving audiences asking who truly stands with whom inside this family ripped apart by secrets and deceit. And now the scorching question. Was Kandi's outburst warranted in her frantic effort to shield her daughter and her own truth? Or has Mama Joyce gone too far by unveiling secrets that were meant to remain buried? One thing is certain, this is not a story you can turn away from, and the aftermath is only starting for everyone watching in disbelief.
I regret the fact that they said that I set him up.
Okay.
I did not set him up. That James Bond, that's what I call setting up. I don't know.
My mom wants Todd to be doing something wrong bad that anything that anybody says about him, she's gonna be like excited to hear about it.
What detonated beyond the courthouse today is the kind of tale that leaves you breathless, stunned, and rethinking everything you believed about blood, devotion, and betrayal. Kandi, consumed by fury and sorrow, allegedly struck her own mother, Mama Joyce, in a stunning eruption of rage that no one predicted. The pressure had been mounting for weeks, ever since Mama Joyce allegedly released Riley Burruss DNA results, unveiling the truth that Riley's real father is allegedly Coleman Domingo. That disclosure struck Kandi like thunder, splintering any illusion of control she believed she held over her family and her future. As lenses caught every second, the courthouse stairs transformed into a battlefield of emotion, rage, and survival. Kandi, visibly shaking with blended anger and grief, challenged Mama Joyce with accusations that pierced deep. Witnesses stated the clash intensified fast. Shoves, vicious words, and exposed emotion erupted into what countless are labeling a physical clash. Every gesture, every stare, every scorching word was filmed, flooding social media like an inferno within moments. Footage of the scene has already spread worldwide, leaving supporters and spectators frozen in shock. But the turmoil didn't end there. Riley, positioned beside her grandmother, watched as her mother and grandmother collided in a whirlwind of rage and bitterness. The emotional force was overwhelming, the tension heavy enough to suffocate anyone watching. Kandi's reality has been collapsing. Her divorce from Todd is complete. Her courtroom wars over custody and prenup are finished. And now she confronts a family turned against her, a child trapped between sides, and a mother who publicly revealed a life-altering secret. Inside the courthouse, the atmosphere was just as volatile. Mama Joyce launched a lawsuit against Kandi without delay, alleging the clash amounted to assault and psychological intimidation, a public eruption that threatened the family's already delicate image. Attorneys and witnesses labeled the moment disorderly and devastating. As security struggled to regain control while Kandi and Mama Joyce hurled fiery statements, each sentence seemed to wound further. Every claim ignited fresh fury, and every stare carried the burden of long-simmering conflict. Outside, the audience swelled, pulled in by flashing cameras, by murmurs, by viral footage racing online. Journalists documented everything. The shaking fingers, the furious cries, the tears pouring freely as the courthouse steps transformed into ground zero for one of the fiercest family showdowns in recent history. Supporters flooded social platforms instantly, voicing shock, disbelief, and dread over the alleged incident. Hashtags tied to the moment surged globally within hours, confirming the story had seized public attention, collective anger, and morbid fascination equally. Every perspective of this unraveling crisis reveals a tale of dominance, deception, and frantic efforts to seize control of the narrative. Kandi is battling not only for herself, but for her child, for her reality, for the name she believes was unjustly damaged by a truth that should have stayed buried. Riley, meanwhile, remains caught between allegiances, forced to witness the two people she loves most turn against one another, unable to stop it, yet desperate to grasp the truth. The stakes intensify when the wider picture is considered. Todd, already triumphant in prenup and custody fights, observes from afar as Kandi confronts her own blood under public scrutiny. The legal win that once felt victorious now rings empty, eclipsed by the turmoil exploding before cameras and within fractured hearts. The courthouse, inside and beyond its doors, has evolved into a stage for the most brutal, exposed, and sensational drama conceivable. Every detail pours gasoline on the flames. The DNA disclosure, the alleged physical clash, the viral online eruption, and the emotional implosion of a family unraveling in public view. This is a story that doesn't simply stun, it lingers, haunting anyone who witnesses it, reminding viewers that the most dangerous family secrets often detonate without warning. The narrative keeps spiraling with every fresh video, every breaking update, every murmured claim layering more tension, sorrow, and controversy. What began as a private family fracture has transformed into a worldwide debate about loyalty, betrayal, and the brutal price of concealed truths. Kandi's alleged behavior, Mama Joyce's alleged reveal, Riley's emotional distress, and Todd's silent watchfulness merge into a storyline so volatile, so staggering that turning away feels impossible. This is a family shattered by secrets, by rage, by desperation, and by the unforgiving, viral spotlight of the public eye. Each second, each stare, each sharp exchange reminds us that truth, once unleashed, can heal or destroy. And here, the consequences are only starting, leaving everyone circling the same searing question. How far will Kandi go to reclaim her truth? And how much destruction can secrets cause before time runs out? The disorder outside the courthouse was only the opening act. Inside, the courtroom was a loaded fuse. Every phrase, every look, every charge packed with tension ready to explode without warning. Kandi, still shaking from the alleged encounter with Mama Joyce, entered the courtroom carrying defiance tangled with desperation in her gaze. She wasn't there solely to defend herself in law, but to battle for the truth for her daughter, Riley, and for a sense of justice she felt had been ripped away. Mama Joyce, seated at the plaintiff's table, projected a chilling composure, a woman who had ignited this entire storm by releasing Riley's DNA findings and unveiling the stunning claim that Coleman Domingo is allegedly Riley's father. When the judge arrived, silence dropped over the courtroom like a drawn curtain. Yet the strain didn't fade. It intensified. Attorneys on both sides stood prepared, documents stacked thick, evidence carefully arranged, but no one could overlook the emotional war that had poured from the courthouse steps into the center of the trial. Kandi's lawyer opened by outlining the emotional breakdown and provocation that allegedly triggered the confrontation outside, stressing how the public leak shattered privacy and fractured family trust. Mama Joyce's team fired back instantly, framing Kandi as unstable, a volatile presence whose actions threatened herself and her child. Each allegation, each counterstrike landed with biting force, leaving observers and reporters scribbling nonstop, recording every second for the cameras. The courtroom, meant for structure, had morphed into a stage of exposed emotion, buried truths, and scandal no one predicted. Riley, seated beside her grandmother, embodied turmoil and heartbreak. She longed to stand by her mother, Kandi. Yet the public invasion of her private life, the DNA reveal, and the legal aftermath of Todd's custody win left her feeling cornered, torn between loyalty and reality. Every shift in Kandi's stance, every nervous look, every restrained sob from Riley wove deeper into the story, adding emotional weight the world could see and feel. The pressure surged when Kan's attorney introduced records confirming the existing custody structure with Todd and emphasized how the public DNA disclosure had shattered her ability to preserve privacy and emotional balance. Mama Joyce's legal team struck back, asserting that Kandi's alleged outburst outside the courthouse was a calculated act of hostility and relied on viral footage circulating online to reinforce their argument. Social media ignited instantly. Hashtags climbing, viewers breaking down every second, analysts arguing ethics, allegiance, and parental duty. Witnesses were summoned and the courtroom shifted into a platform for every feeling imaginable: disbelief, treachery, fury, anguish. A security officer described the scene outside, recalling how Kandi advanced toward Mama Joyce with fire in her eyes, how shvees followed, how Riley clutched her grandmother in stunned silence. The account painted a striking image of a family collapsing openly, a display of emotional combat far beyond the bounds of legal debate. Kandi herself stepped forward briefly, her tone shaking yet firm. She spoke of betrayal, of being trapped, of trying to shield Riley from the aftermath of a truth that was never hers to expose, yet became the center of relentless public focus. Every sentence she spoke seemed weighted with years of resentment, sorrow, and buried strain. She attempted to show the court and the world that her behavior, though allegedly forceful, was sparked by decades of control, secrecy, and emotional harm. Mama Joyce's response was immediate and evident. Her gaze hardened, her jaw clenched. She held a calm facade, though observers noticed faint signs of rage and unease. Her attorneys unveiled precise timelines, digital records, and messages, all crafted to depict Kandi as a woman driven beyond limits, unable to rein in her emotions, and dangerously unstable. Each piece of evidence, each remark underscored that this was never merely a family argument. It was a battle of stories, a struggle over reality, allegiance, and public image. Beyond the courthouse walls, the media storm escalated. Footage of Kandi's alleged assault spread millions of times within hours, dominating global trends. Influencers, broadcasters, and gossip pages dissected every frame, questioned intentions, and weighed justification against provocation. The audience's fixation with the drama was unyielding. Each upload, each reaction feeding a blaze that refused to die. Back inside, the judge ordered a pause, but the recess brought no calm. Kandi withdrew to a secluded space where her lawyers reassured her and adjusted their approach. Mama Joyce, meanwhile, stayed in view of cameras, issuing curt remarks about family loyalty, accountability, and the risks of uncontrolled anger. Riley remained silent, caught within a whirlwind of press attention and family strain. Her every expression analyzed and circulated online. The later session delivered further testimony, additional proof, and an even deeper exploration into the emotional and psychological layers of the case. Experts addressed child protection, psychological damage, and the effects of relentless public exposure on minors, emphasizing the tragedy of a child trapped between family allegiance and adult warfare. Every statement raised the stakes, reminding all present that this courtroom fight was larger than statutes and procedure. It was about lives, legacies, and consequences that could never be undone. By the close of the day, the courtroom had absorbed a torrent of emotion, scandal, and disclosure. Kandi's alleged outburst, Mama Joyce's alleged concealment, Riley's divided loyalty, and Todd's quiet yet powerful presence wove a net of tension so thick it pressed into every corner of the space. Outside, social platforms continued to surge with viral footage, opinions, and theories, signaling that the repercussions of this clash would stretch far beyond verdicts or family healing. The narrative, tragic and sensational, is nowhere near its conclusion. Every viewpoint, every interpretation, every leaked second has converted a once private conflict into a worldwide spectacle. Fans, supporters, and skeptics are left asking, can this family withstand the burden of secrets, betrayal, and relentless public judgment? Will Kandi ever regain control of her story? And how much more pain must Riley absorb as the world watches her family fracture? This is more than a lawsuit. It's a warning, a public unraveling, a tragedy unfolding live. The courtroom, the courthouse stairs, the viral footage, and every murmured claim combine into a narrative so gripping, so emotionally volatile that it will linger in public memory for months, possibly years. The aftermath has only begun, and each new disclosure threatens to shake the very core of a family broken by scandal, secrecy, and nonstop media attention. The courtroom doors reopened, tension heavier than before, thick in the air. Every chair was occupied, cameras locked in, and social feeds buzzing with updates, reactions, and speculation. The saga of Kandi, Mama Joyce, Riley, and the explosive DNA revelation had reached its boiling point. This wasn't just another appearance. It marked the climax of weeks of public chaos, viral fury, and family betrayal. All eyes were fixed on the central figures. Every murmur felt magnified, and every pulse seemed aligned with the turmoil brewing both outside and inside the courthouse for months. Kandi stepped into the courtroom, steady on the surface, yet shaking within. The emotional toll of the alleged confrontation, the viral circulation, and the merciless media glare was undeniable. She knew the world had already judged her actions, judgments shaped by looping clips, fractured narratives, and the stunning claim that Coleman Domingo is allegedly Riley's father. Mama Joyce sat opposite her, the embodiment of cold restraint, radiating control and deliberate resistance. Riley remained between them, suspended between loyalty, confusion, and heartbreak, a quiet observer to her family's collapse. The judge called the hearing to order, and a dense silence settled over the room. The morning opened with Kandi's attorney laying out an exhaustive sequence of events, stressing how the DNA leak shattered privacy, trust, and emotional balance. The case framed Kandi's alleged behavior not as senseless violence, but as a desperate human reaction to deep betrayal. Every sentence struck with force, pounding the exposed nerves of spectators and reporters documenting the hearing. Mama Joyce's lawyer pushed back aggressively, presenting footage from the courthouse incident, insisting Kandi's outburst was calculated and dangerous, putting both herself and Riley at risk. Clips circulating online were referenced, slowed down frame by frame to illustrate the buildup of the clash, leaving audiences stunned by the ferocity and emotional instability fueling the family conflict. Every second inside the courtroom, every gesture and every facial shift was enlarged, analyzed, and argued across digital spaces, transforming a once private family issue into a worldwide display of outrage and obsession. Riley's inner turmoil emerged as the emotional core of the trial. Seated in silence, she occasionally brushed away tears, torn between standing by her mother and grappling with the public invasion of her life. The DNA disclosure had flipped her reality, and now she was forced to watch a legal battle that fused law with raw human suffering. Observers pointed out the strain in her posture, the tightening hands, the restless movements, the soft sobs that slipped out despite her effort to remain steady. Witnesses took the stand recounting the moments outside the courthouse, describing the alleged physical clash with striking detail. Security personnel, media members, and onlookers all depicted a scene thick with emotion, rage, and dread. Kandi's advance, the alleged schvees, Mama Joyce's guarded response, and Riley's frozen shock were all carefully recorded, forming a story of disorder, betrayal, and pain that left the public both disturbed and unable to look away. Legal analysts present emphasized the consequences of public exposure, emotional harm, and parental duty. Kandi's team maintained that the viral spread of the leaked DNA report not only violated privacy, but intensified emotional distress, making the alleged confrontation nearly unavoidable. Mama Joyce's attorneys maintained that no matter the provocation, physical force is indefensible, framing the incident as a clear breach of courtroom order and family trust. As the debate intensified, social media engagement exploded to record levels. Snippets of courtroom clashes, Kandi's emotional statements, Mama Joyce's firm replies, and Riley's silent suffering were circulated by the millions. Influencers analyzed posture and expressions, supporters argued ethics, and gossip pages erupted with predictions about the coming fallout. Each spectator, each share, each remark layered more pressure onto an already volatile situation. The global audience was locked in, reacting, speculating, and anticipating the next turn in a saga that seemed limitless in shock and emotion. The emotional peak neared when Kandi returned to the stand, speaking openly about betrayal, sorrow, and desperation. Her voice, occasionally steady, trembled under the weight of years of buried resentment. She recounted the agony of seeing family secrets turned into weapons, the devastation of losing control over her own story, and the isolation of being judged publicly while trying to shield her daughter and reclaim her truth. Every sentence felt like a cry for understanding, every look an effort to show the depth of her pain to the judge, the jury, and the watching world. Mama Joyce answered with testimony of her own, introducing documents, timelines, and remarks that portrayed Kandi as reactive, hostile, and unable to regulate her emotions. She spoke of loyalty, betrayal, and the responsibility of safeguarding a child's welfare amid public chaos, framing her actions as a painful but necessary intervention. The courtroom transformed into a battleground of emotion. Both sides delivered not just legal positions, but narratives of broken trust, allegiance, and consequences that could not be reversed. Riley remained at the heart of it all. Every expression, every tear, every uncertain glance was recorded, injecting a raw human reality into the legal spectacle. Audiences were drawn not only to the controversy, but to the heartbreaking image of a child caught between generations, forced to endure public displays of rage and grief that could leave permanent marks. Her presence reminded everyone that behind each viral clip and headline lies a real story of hurt, loyalty, and shattered trust. As the day neared its end, the judge ordered a short recess, yet the strain lingered. Kandi withdrew to a secluded room where her attorneys regrouped, offering reassurance and preparing for the next surge of testimony. Mama Joyce stayed in view, delivering carefully chosen remarks to the press, stressing family duty, responsibility, and the danger of allowing emotion to drive action. Outside, the media storm raged nonstop with viral footage, nonstop online commentary, and public fury, creating a cycle that guaranteed the story would rule headlines for weeks ahead. The courtroom saga, once a national obsession, had evolved into a worldwide discussion. Every element, the alleged assault, the DNA bombshell, the legal strategy, Riley's visible distress and the explosive spread of clips combined into a narrative so powerful it moved beyond gossip. Entering the territory of emotional spectacle and modern tragedy, supporters, skeptics, and casual onlookers stayed locked to updates, questioning motives, arguing ethics, and watching a family collapse beneath the weight of secrets, betrayal, and unforgiving public exposure. This is no longer just a court case. It's a tale of broken trust, tested loyalties, and truths unveiled on the most public stage imaginable. Every clash, every statement, every viral moment highlights the devastating human price of hidden family truths and relentless visibility. Kandi's alleged behavior, Mama Joyce's revelations, Riley's emotional turmoil, and Todd's distant yet meaningful role merge into a saga as devastating as it is sensational. The aftermath keeps unraveling. Each new update, each leaked video, each reaction deepens the shock, sorrow, and emotional force. The world watches as a family fights not only each other, but the judgment of millions. The question remains, is reconciliation even possible? Can Kandi take back control of her story? And how much more can Riley endure before the story reaches its inevitable conclusion? What is undeniable is this. The saga of Kandi, Mama Joyce, Riley, and the explosive DNA revelation has become a full-scale viral tempest, blending courtroom conflict, emotional intensity, family betrayal, and mass fascination in ways few anticipated. Every second is raw, unfiltered, and heartbreaking, ensuring the story will dominate public attention, ignite debate, and linger across social platforms for weeks ahead. Prepare yourselves. What we are witnessing is nothing less than a family collapsing in real time. A public unraveling of secrets, betrayal, and heartbreak that has left audiences worldwide stunned. Kandi's alleged confrontation, Mama Joyce's DNA disclosure, and Riley's emotional distress have ignited a wave of chaos that shows no signs of slowing. The courthouse has turned into a war zone. Every look and every word charged with tension. Every moment capturing the exposed, unfiltered emotion of a family locked in battle with itself. This isn't mere gossip. It's a cautionary signal. A stark look at how fast trust can collapse, how buried truths can detonate in full public view, and how the aftermath can swallow everyone involved. Kandi is battling not only for herself, but for her child, for honesty, and for a chance to regain control in a reality where every move is judged and every feeling amplified. Mama Joyce's decisions, the viral exposure, and Riley's torn allegiance reveal just how high the stakes rise when private suffering collides with public judgment. Social media has flared like fuel on flames. Millions are breaking down every video, every reaction, and every confrontation. Supporters are choosing sides, arguments are erupting, and the world is watching as this family conflict escalates into an all-out emotional siege. Each perspective tells a tale of desperation, rage, and sorrow, leaving audiences wondering what defines justice, what crosses into vengeance, and what remains raw human fragility. As the dust begins to fall and the courthouse clears, one truth stands firm. This saga is nowhere near finished. More truths will emerge. The turmoil will grow, and the emotional consequences will spread further than anyone expects. Don't look away, because each moment delivers new disclosures, new turns, and new heartbreak. Stay alert, keep watching, and judge for yourself. How far will Kandi push to defend her truth? And how much longer can a family survive before everything they've known shatters completely? The world is watching, and this storm is only just